What's up, folks? Back again. I'm getting a bit hooked on this posting video thing. It's the fourth one I posted today already. I thought I might as well finish off my Zappa. Well, I'm doing the Discreet label now, which was next in line. I'm not going to do the later stuff. I do have it all, but I'm going to focus on some other cool shit after that. The only Discreet single, I know I've got another one, but it's over there somewhere in that big pile of singles behind my Korg synth, which I'm very proud of. Sorry, I just thought I better show that because it is awesome. I play music too, I'll talk about that another time. I've got the nice white label Cosmic Debris, killer funk tune. Zappa knew how to play funk, with Uncle Remus on the B-side, a co-written with George Duke. I've also got the English Don't Eat the Yellow Snow single somewhere. I don't know where, like I say. That's that. And the albums, we have the first album I ever heard by Zappa, Overnight Sensation. Complete masterpiece. This is, if I have friends who have never heard Zappa, this is the album I'll play them. I'll usually play them I'm the Slime or Montana or Dirty Love, and they're hooked after that. This is unusual because it's got the original English sticker as well, the title sticker, because there was no title on the sleeve. Most of these didn't have them, or they were removed. Another great cover by David McMacken, who did the 200 Motels cover. Superb. And the Inners by Cal Schenkel. These are all English pressings, apart from, well, I'll point out which is which. Lovely Discreet label, owned by Zappa and Herbie Cohen after Bizarre and Straight had folded. Next up was the second Zappa album I ever heard, Apostrophe. I remember laughing at the husky wee wee references. Didn't understand any of the rest of it. I was only a child. Pretty simple for Zappa standards, whereas the artwork here, it's got the lyric sheet as well. That's another English pressing. I did have the quadraphonic pressing, which I sold, which is a shame because I collect vintage equipment, and I did have a quadraphonic hi-fi at some point, which I did sell, and I had them both at different times. I wish I should have played it. I had a quadraphonic Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. I'm not going to go into that because I do regret selling those. Haven't found them since. Not in good condition anyway. Apparently they need to be in really nice nick to play well. Next up, Roxy and Elsewhere. Brilliant live album. Some people say this is the best lineup that Frank had. You got George Duke, Napoleon Murphy Brock, Tom Fowler, Ruth Underwood, my man Jeff Simmons, who I'll talk about in another video. Just really good jazzy funk and blues. This is Zappa, but this stuff is funky as hell. This is a great album. My dad lived in Orange County in 1979 for about a year. My uncle lived there for about 20 years, and he said he used to go to the Roxy quite a lot back then. This was around 1979, so I doubt it's there now. Is it there now? Does anyone know? Anyway, great album. Next up, we got One Size Fits All, the last album that was actually credited to them as an invention, 1975. Another really good album. Again, really good artwork by Cal Schenkel. You can't see this properly from here, but this is just brilliant. This mock-up horoscope chart. You got such, I mean, you can't really see from here, but you got Siamese twins, you got a car, all sorts of shit. There's the Hoover from the Chunga's Revenge. Oh, the glare from the sleeve is not good. But yeah, this is an English pressing. Another really funky album. If you guys like your funk, check this out. It's got Inca Roads on it. Andy, great stuff. Oh, my college band, we tried covering Andy. It took us about 3 months to learn. We still couldn't play it right. It was very hard. You can imagine. Here's another one of my prized possessions. I'm a big Captain Beefheart fan too. This is Bongo Fury with the original title sticker. Probably can't see it in this light, but it is autographed by the Captain. This belonged to a family friend who I think had met him. It's actually signed Don Van Vliet, which is more collectible than, you really can't see it in that light, which is a shame. But it is autographed. Great album too. This only came out in America. Don't know why. There were test pressings that have appeared from this country, but no official pressings. Superb stuff. Next up, this isn't on Discreet, but it's no one knows why it was on Discreet. It's on Warner Brothers, who owned Discreet. Zootalias, another cracking album. This has got Black Napkins on it, another track which I usually play to people to turn them on to Zappa because it is just a brilliant guitar track. It's strange, it's got the German inner sleeve, but it is a English pressing. I think I put the German inner sleeve on it because it had apostrophe on it, and I thought that was quite unusual. Should have put it with apostrophe, really. Next up, Zappa in New York. It's got a tear on the sleeve, which bugs me like mad, but this is a special one because it does have Punky's Whips on it, and it does play it as well, because some have it on the sleeve and not on the label or the record. This is the real deal. You can't really see that, can you? But Punky's Whips is on there. Don't know if you guys know the story about it. You probably do. I won't go into it now. Terry Bozzio is a legend. This has titties and beer on it. Again, another one I often play to people to get them into Frank. Never fails. Another really good album. I think 77, I think this is. It was recorded in 76. Yeah, 77 it came out. And it's got the lyrics to Punky's Whips as well. I did have the other pressing without Punky's Whips, which is not as collectible. And of course in the States it never came out with Punky's Whips on it at all, I don't think. Didn't get past the test pressing stage. Even in the 70s Zappa was still having problems with the labels. And then of course we've got Studio Tan, Sleep Dirt, and I'm showing these together, I'll explain why, Orchestral Favourites, which should have been part of the Leather album, which never got released. God knows why, because it is one of his best albums. It would have been a quadruple album, so it would have cost a lot of money to press back then. These are all the UK pressings on Discreet. The last release is on Discreet, which was why Zappa fell out with Warner Brothers for good. And he bitched about them a hell of a lot in the Baby Snakes movie. And fair play, you know. He should have been allowed to have done what he wanted, really. So they're still nice to have. And you've got the majority, well, bits of the albums without all the weird sound effects and craziness thrown in and strange edits. These are all the unedited versions and shit. You got Gregory Peccary on there, sort of like a follow-up to Billy the Mountain. Great stuff. So that's it for Zappa for now. I do have some of the late 70s and early 80s stuff too. If anyone really wants to see that, give me a shout. I think they're all English pressings. Next up, we got Captain Beefheart. Stay tuned.